Four Golden Nuggets is a show where I sit down with some of the most passionate, motivated, thought-provoking, uplifting people that I can find, and I get four nuggets of advice, information, and tips on what they're doing right, and I share that on social media. So today I did another remote interview with a guy named Brandon Hanat. He is a Division I soccer player for the University of Tulsa in Oklahoma. He's worked in sales and marketing before, and he's a motivational speaker. Really great guy that I connected with on Instagram, and he's gonna come on the show and he's gonna talk about how to persist with your 2017 New Year's resolutions past 2 weeks into the new year, because on average most people give up after 2 weeks. He's going to talk about the power of self-education, what his definition of greatness and success is, and what his why is, and what wakes him up every morning to do what he does. This is Four Golden Nuggets. Fantastic remote episode. Once again, check it out, guys.
I gotta grind, won't stop, hustle, won't quit, shine like no other, I be on some other shit. I got a high price lifestyle, super bad, if I want it, bet I got it, if I don't bet, all I gotta do is go, get, stay about my business, ball till I fall.
So I want to welcome Brandon Hanat to the show. This is Four Golden Nuggets, and Brandon's someone I connected with on Instagram. He was putting out a lot of positive, motivational, uplifting content on there. So he's someone I wanted to interview for a while. He goes to the University of Tulsa in Oklahoma. He plays Division I soccer, and he's done some sales and marketing in the past, and he's a motivational speaker. So Brandon, welcome to the show, man.
Bo, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. I've been following you for a couple months now, and every time I see you, it just gets better and better. Thank you so much.
I really appreciate that. So the two rules that we have here on the show is be comfortable saying what you want, no filters, speak your mind freely. And the second rule is we only have 4 questions, but feel free to talk for as long as you want as well.
Sure.
So let's jump right into it. So the first question is about something that you posted recently on Instagram. You were kind of kicking off the new year with a new post, and you were saying how most people give up on their New Year's resolutions like 2 weeks into the new year. So what's your advice and feedback on how to stick with your resolution past 2 weeks into 2017?
I love this question because with the new year, you have new opportunities to really transform yourself and make the most of who you are, to flourish into those possibilities and to see all the capabilities that you really have for yourself. So the first piece of advice I would have is to break down that big picture goal that you have for yourself. And you have to think like a woman. What I mean by that is focus on the details.
Okay.
It's all about details. So I'll give you an example right now. January 1st comes, everyone's riled up, full of energy, ready to rock and roll. And then a few days come by. That the music starts to die out, motivation begins to fade, and you really don't know what to do because this is your first time really trying to hit the ground running and make a name for yourself as that new person, the transformed version of you. So accountability to the success of your New Year's resolutions. If finding a person to keep you accountable is what's going to take you from I think I'm going to do it to it's a must and I will get it done. Accountability partners not only are there working with you or checking up on you, but they take the responsibility of making sure that you're on track to hit your goals and you're doing all the daily consistent activities that you need in order to make this resolution possible. Your habits become your actions, and you see motivation, that's the beginning, but your habits are what you do all the time, every single day. So once you have the motivation and you start seeing some of your results for yourself, then it becomes routine for who you are. The punchline is once you have that motivation through a couple of results, you start seeing the success, you become happier, and that happiness is going to increase the momentum in which you have for yourself. And even for the people that haven't seen results yet, I just want to let them know that it takes a little time. Be persistent in the activity. You might be closer than you actually think you are, so keep going even when it seems bleak and you're not exactly satisfied with what you're seeing right now. So I just can encourage you to keep on going, and in due time, as long as you stick to the plan and constantly measure, use that accountability partner, you will see quality results.
Dude, I love what you said there. I read somewhere, I think it was the One Thing by Gary Keller. It takes like something like 60 days before a habit becomes automatic. So it's all about getting to that 60 days. And like you said, man, finding someone to keep you accountable. And I think a big part of it is breaking it down into small little steps that you can do every day.
Absolutely. Micro steps. Once you have that big goal, how can you break it down? In the One Thing, as you mentioned, Gary Keller does a phenomenal job at really breaking down what do you have to do daily, weekly, monthly. How am I making sure that everything I'm doing is getting me to that big picture goal, like you said?
Love it, man. And this is right around that period of time when everyone needs to hear that advice. So that's perfect. So the second question is about something else that I've seen you post about. It's about reading books and self-education. What do you think is the value of educating yourself on a daily basis by reading books?
But I don't even know where to begin on that question. How important is self-education? It's the most important thing. You know, if you ever looked at some of these stats, most people, they only read one book per year. And on average, those people, they're making $52,000 a year. Now, a person who's in the top 1% income earner, they're reading a book a week, 52 books in a year. And their income is $400,000. So tell me if I'm wrong, but there must be some sort of correlation between the books that you read and also the quality of books. It's not just picking up any book. Like I can pick up Dr. Seuss, but what am I taking away? What are those gold nuggets? You know, that's how you got the show, 4 golden nuggets. So you want to make sure that what you're taking away is something of actual significance and then applying it. Because people think knowledge is power. And I agree that it can be powerful, but unless you're applying that knowledge, then there's really no need of consuming all that information. You have to be putting it into action steps. And once you read it, now go do it. I want you to execute on it. That's what I'm a big proponent for. And one of my favorite quotes actually is by Albert Einstein. It says, everybody is a genius, which I thoroughly believe. But if you judge a fish by how well he's going to climb a tree, it's going to feel stupid his entire life, because that's not what a fish is meant to do. A fish is meant to swim, and that's where it excels. So you have to have the self-awareness for yourself to know what am I best at? And once you know that, then you really do feel like I can conquer anything that comes my way. I am a genius.
Yeah, I love that. I love everything you just said there, especially with the level or the amount of books that you read equals your amount of income that you make. Reminds me of Jim Rohn saying that your level of personal development matches up with your level of success. Books are like the secret sauce for every like major thing I've done. Like I was able to quit drinking because I read a book about it. I was able to meditate because I read a book about it, and I started working at Keller Williams because I read a lot of Gary Keller's books.
Amazing.
So love what you had to say.
Yeah, books are powerful
for sure.
Thank you.
So we got another question for you. I think everyone has a different definition of what success is. So what's your definition of success and greatness?
This is one of my favorite questions, I have to say. My definition of greatness is being 100% Brandon. That means that I'm always transparent in who I am. I'm authentic around every person I meet. I don't try to pretend because society tells me I have to act a certain way. I'm going to be Brandon around the janitor of the company or the CEO. I'm going to show myself so freely and, you know, just like almost a child, how they're not worried about what other people are saying. It's just so playful and effortless. I'm having a good time, but I'm also being who I am, which is a serious motivational speaker, just enjoying the company that I'm around. Like when we're having conversation right now, I don't look at you any differently than I would look at anyone else. I do love the tie though.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that definition of success, man. Being 100% yourself reminds me of Tony Robbins's definition, which is being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want. It's just being yourself at all times, 100%. So that's a really cool definition.
We've gotten into the point of society where everything is so judgmental. You know, society tells us there's so much money in society that we're not pretty enough, we're not fast enough, we're not tall enough. And so with these quote unquote deficiencies that we have, they try to tell us something that we're not, when in fact we're all perfect. You just have to believe that you are, and perception is reality. So once you believe that you are, and that could be through affirmations, being around quality people, you are the 5 people you spend the most time with. So those are just a couple little action steps that you can take in order to really believe that you're great in every part of your life.
Yeah, so figuring out who you are and going all in on it.
Exactly, all in investment.
I love it, man. So we got one more golden nugget for you. And this is about what your why is. Like, what wakes you up every morning? What gets you up out of bed? Like, what fires you up, man?
Life. I tell you, there is nothing better when you're living a life that you want to live. You know this because you're a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
1 out of 400 trillion of being a human. That's the odds.
Yeah.
So when people complain about not winning the lottery, I'm like, man, you win the lot. You're a human.
You
get to wake up every day. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so big on that. And when I wake up, I know that there's a legacy that I want to live. So I leave it all on the table. 18 hours. I mean, I'm waking up 4 to 10, 18-hour days, and I'm just building. The key here to building is shifting that needle by that much. Getting 1% better every day is my goal. And if I get 1% better every single day here, I'm getting 3,800% better over that 365-day course, which is monumental. Think about where you were last year, 2016.
Yes. I love it, man. Getting 1% better. And I love the Gary V quote, man. 1 in 400 trillion. Like, no matter who you are, just by being born, you already won. So that's the perfect way to end it. I'm going to give you a bonus question, man. If you could end this show with one message for the audience, what would it be?
You are enough. You already have it. Now go out and do it.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Bo. I really appreciate it. And let's stay connected.
Absolutely.
Go. 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 Go.